Hi viewers, welcome to Maggie's classes. In this video, we are going to discuss about stereochemistry confirmation analysis solved questions asked in TRB assistant professors in engineering colleges 2016. In the previous video, we have discussed about nuclear chemistry and foundation chemistry. This video describes confirmation analysis, stereochemistry, RS configurations, Huckel rules of aromaticity, 1,3-diaxyl interactions, osmium tetroxide hydroxylations, stereochemistry. Let me move into the question part. The first question is, find out the incorrect statements. Conformations with 180-degree dihedral angle between the largest group is called a gauge conformation. A conformation with a 60-degree dihedral angle between the largest group is called anti-conformations. Anti-conformations are lowest energy conformations. Find out the incorrect statements. The first one, conformation with a 180 dihedral angle between the largest group is called gauge conformations. Here, first of all, what are conformations? The conformations are the various arrangements, spatial arrangements obtained by the carbon-carbon single bond rotations. So, by means of rotation, carbon-carbon single bond by a degree, we can get various spatial arrangements. So, these are known as conformations. So, these conformations, by means of angles, they are classified into various structures. First of all, in 0 degree, if the two groups, bulky groups, are in the 0 degree, it is called eclipsed. If it is 180 degree, it is staggered, and also it is known as anti-conformations. And the angles between 0 to 360 degree is known as Q, with the exception of some degrees, that is 60 degree, 300 degree, and 180 degree is not Q. The 600 degree and 300 degree positions, they are said to be gauge, and 180 is said to be staggered, and another arrangements between 0 to 360 degrees are called as Q. So, Q is not gauge form or in the staggered form or in the eclipse. Okay. So, here the first statements, conformation with the 180 degree dihedral angle between the largest group is called a gauge conformation, is a incorrect statement. So, what is that? It is an anti-conformation. And a conformation with a 60 degree dihedral angle between the largest group is called anti-conformation. It is also wrong. What is that? It is an anti-conformation. 60 dihedral angle is a gauge conformations. Okay. Anti-conformation is the lowest energy conformation. Anti-conformations, so it is a higher stable one. So it is lowest in energy. So it is a correct statements. And the skew conformation is neither staggered nor eclipsed. So the skew conformation is the angle between 0 to 360 and exception of 180 degree and 60 and 360. So this statement is correct. So what is the wrong statement? What is the incorrect statements? The statement 1 and 2. Okay. So let us see about the structure. So 0 degree it is eclipsed, and 60 and 30, 300 degree either in this direction or in the 6 direction. 60, 90, 180, 240, and it is the 300. So this position, it is also a gauge conformation, and the data 120 and the data is 180 degree. It is an anti-conformation. Other forms are skew conformation. So the answer is B. Next question, which of the following exhibit geometrical isomerism? So the various options with the double bonds are given, which will exhibit geometrical isomerism. So first of all, the geometrical isomerism, the two groups attached to the doubly bonded carbon should be different. So this is a basic condition to exhibit geometrical isomerism. The first one, CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH2, Br. The double bond position is, so here the double bond is there, CH double bond, CH. Here the two groups attached. So what are the two groups? So one is hydrogen and CH3. Here the hydrogen and CH2 Br. And so the two groups are different. So it exhibits geometrical isomerism. The next one, the compound is CH2 double bond CH2, CH2 double bond Br and CH3. Here the two groups attached to the carbon. The one is hydrogen and hydrogen. So these are not different. So this compound does not exhibit geometrical isomerism. Okay. So what about the third one? Third one, the formula C2H5 single bond CH double bond CH C2H5 twice. Here you have to consider the double bond. In double bond, the two ethyl groups are similar. C2H5, two groups are similar. So this compound does not explain This compound does not show geometrical isomerism. Okay. Next, the fourth one, CH3 single bond CH double bond C ClBr. Here the double bond is present, and two groups in the places are different. One is Cl, another one is the Br. And here the hydrogen and the CH3. So this compound shows geometrical isomerism. So what are the compounds shows geometrical isomerism? Compound 1 and compound 4. So what is your answer? Answer is A. Next question. The bimolecular elimination reactions E2 take place when two groups eliminated are trans and the two groups and carbon atoms are lie in the one plane. So various options are given. So first of all, in elimination reactions, according to Hughes and Ingold, you can refer this idea from IL Finar volume 2. In the E2 eliminations, the two groups that is to be eliminated are trans. So the statement 1, here when two groups eliminated are trans, and so it is a correct statement. Then your second statement, when the two groups and carbon atoms to which the two groups attached are lie in the same plane. So here the bromine and hydrogen are the two groups to be eliminated. So they are in the trans position. They are in the trans position. They should be in the trans position. So this is a condition. Okay. Then the two carbon atoms to which the groups are attached lie in the same plane. So what are the two carbon atoms? Two carbon atoms to which the groups are attached. Here the one is this one and another one is this one. So this carbon and this carbon. Here the two groups are attached. The two carbons to which the groups are attached are lie in the same plane. So the two groups and the two groups trans to each other, and the carbon and other groups are lie in the same plane. So here when the two groups and carbon atoms lie in the same plane, it is also correct. So the statement 1 is true and the statement 2 also a true. So what is your answer? The answer is B. The next question. The RS notation to chiral carbon C2 C3 in the following is. So this is the compound. So you have to designate R and S. So this is the compound. The second carbon is separated and the various groups are arranged. So con include per log priority. Bromine is the first one and your second bulky groups, and COH third position and hydrogen. And these 1, 2, 3, the order 1, 2, 3 is in the clockwise direction, and one mnemonics you have to remember, that is the fourth group in the horizontal place. The anti-clockwise is R and the clockwise is S, R and HCS. Fourth place in the horizontal position, the A anti-clockwise and R is the your notation. Here it is clockwise and fourth group is in the horizontal position. So horizontal position anti-clockwise R, horizontal position clockwise S. So here the horizontal position fourth group and clockwise. So what is your configuration in the second carbon is 2s. Okay. Then your third carbon, what's the position? So this is arrangement Cl and CH3 is the third position, and it is a bulky group, and again the fourth is in the horizontal position. The horizontal position chlorine bulky CH3H, and 1, 2, 3 is in anti-clockwise. Here 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is in the anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3 anti-clockwise. So H, A, R. So is the configuration of the third carbon is R. So it is 2s, 3r. What is your answer? The answer is A. Next question. The two bromocyclohexane, the axial form predominates the equatorial form. What is the reason? The various reasons are given. So the axial bromine and this is the equatorial one. So in case of two conformations, both bonds are in strongly polar. We know very well the CBr and C double bonds are polar because of more electronegative in nature. So if the Br is in the equatorial position, the dipolar repulsion is maximum when you compare the bromine in the axial position. So generally, So there is a 1,3-diaxial interaction is present when the bromine and oxygen in the axial position. But here because of equatorial BR, the dipolar repulsion is maximum. It overtakes the 1,3-diaxial interactions. So if BR is an axial, the dipolar repulsion is minimum. So in 2-bromocyclohexanone, the axial form predominates the equatorial form. This is because the equatorial dipolar repulsion is larger than 1,3-diactions. Here the two operations are 1,3-diaxial interaction and dipolar repulsion. So which one operates greater? The dipolar repulsion. So that the axial form predominates the equatorial form. So your answer is A. Next question, find out the correct statements. Reaction of malic acid with osmium tetroxide and hydrogen peroxide gives optically active tartaric acid. So these statements are related to the dihydroxylation stereochemistry part. So your concept is, so here malic acid is a cis form and fumaric acid is a trans form. And the table, so this from IL value 2. The osmium tetroxide involves a cis dihydroxylation process. So the malic acid cis gives meso and trans gives the DL active stereoisomers. Osmium tetroxide and presence of hydrogen hydroxide is a cis conformers, cis dihydroxylation. So the same is followed. So the reaction of malic acid with osmium tetroxide and hydrogen peroxide gives optically active tetroxide. Malic acid is a cis. So in case of osmium and tetroxide, it will give meso. So it is incorrect statement. Then reaction of fumaric acid the trans to gives hydrogen peroxide gives meso tartaric acid. So it is a trans form is here. DL active configurations are obtained. Stereoisomers are formed. So the two also incorrect statements. And trans 2-benzene trans format with osmium tetroxide and H2O2. So trans gives DL stereoisomers. So you get D and DL. So that statement is correct. And fourth one, reaction of malic acid the cis gives meso. Cis gives meso. So it is a correct statements. So what are the correct statements? 3 and 4. So your answer is A. Next question. Which of the following statements about structure 1 and 2 is correct? See the structure 1, structure 2, the various options are. So it is based on the Huckel's rule of aromaticity. So what is that? The aromatic species, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic species is very common. So aromatic species are in cyclic, planar and extracted conjugation and follows the rule 4n plus 2, the n is 0, 1, 2, 3. Here only difference is 4n. So it is anti-aromatic and it is non-planar. It will be non-aromatic, non-cyclic, non-planar, non-extended conjugation. The extended conjugation means alternative double bonds should be present. Okay. Let's just see the first compound. First compound, it is non-planar because it is not closed structure, so it is non-planar. So automatically it is non-aromatic, non-planar, non-aromatic. And in the structure second, the second one consists of bicyclic rings. One is having 5 carbon and another one is having 7 carbon. So these are in the planar. So compound 2 is the planar and it has 10 bi-electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 bi-electrons. So it follows n is equal to 2, 4n plus 2. So it is planar, follows 4n plus 2 rule. So it is aromatic. So your answer is compound 1 is non-aromatic, compound 2 is aromatic. So answer is D. Find out the incorrect statement. Beta D glucose is less stable than alpha D glucose. So beta glucose exists in two forms, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. In beta D glucose, the C1 and the C5 are in the equatorial and also in the cis position. In alpha D glucose, the C1 and the C5 are in the trans position and they are in the axial. So equatorial is more stable. So in beta D glucose, the OH and CH2 is in the equatorial. So beta D glucose is more stable than alpha D glucose. So this is an incorrect statement. And twist board conformation is stable than cis 1,4-dibutyl cyclohexane. In general, The chair form is more stable than the twist boat, but here it is contrary. The twist boat conformation is stable for 1,6,4,1,4 dipole tertiary butyl cyclohexane. So let us discuss about the explanation. So in general, so 1,2 disubstituted, 1,3 disubstituted, 1,4 disubstituted. The cis form A axial equatorial or equatorial axial. So we have to remember this one only. So we can write all of these. So axial equatorial. So these are in the degenerate. They are having same energy. And the transform, it is axial and equatorial. They are in the non-degenerate. So they are having different energy. And the energy order, axial, and these are having same energy. Here, equatorial in the stability order. So generalization chair form is greater stable than twist form. But in case of cis 1,4 di-tertiary butyl cyclohexane, one is axial, another one is equatorial. Okay, so this is a cis conformation. So in cis conformation, the axial tertiary butyl group is unfavorable. So because it is very bulky, so that it moves to the equatorial part. So by shifting this equatorial, automatically the conformation is converted into chair into twisted boat conformation. So in twisted boat conformation, both are in the pseudo-equatorial format. So in the pseudo-equatorial format, it is more stable. So the order is twisted boat is more stable than chair conformation. So the statement twisted boat conformation is stable for this cis 1,4 di-tertiary butyl cycle is the correct statement. The next one, 2 chair conformations trans 1,3 dimethyl. In trans 1,3 dimethyl, so what is the trans dimethyl? In trans dimethyl, so you see the trans dimethyl part. In the trans dimethyl 1,3, so one is equatorial X in the trans 1,3 disubstituted axial equatorial or equatorial axial. So they are in the degenerate. So they are having the same energy. But here it is given 2 chair conformation 1,3 diaxial cyclohexane have different energies. So it is an incorrect statement. Okay. Then your trans 1,2 dimethyl cyclohexane. Trans 1,2 form 1,2 means it is axial or equatorial. So di-equatorial methyl groups are more stable. So it is a correct statement. So 1,2 axial equatorial. So equatorial is more stable. So it is a correct statement. So what is your answer? So beta D glucose is less stable than alpha D glucose. Incorrect statement. Twisted boat is conformation is stable. So it is correct statement. 2 chair conformation have different energy. So it is incorrect. So 1 and 3 is the incorrect statement. So our answer is A.